Hi, today I'm going to show you how you can create a city in just a few simple steps. So launch Studio, that's something you'll need to do, and then I'm just going to create a new place. If you already have a place, you can press edit on that, and that will let you edit a place. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open workspace and click the base plate, and then I'm going to change it to green and change it into grass. And then, since sometimes the studs show and I don't want that happening, I'm going to make this smooth. And then the bottom might as well be smooth too because it reduces lag. So doesn't that look much nicer? So now going to basic objects, okay, so if you didn't know where you can find these, although they should have automatically appeared, you can go into View, and they're here. Toolbox, Basic Objects, Explorer, and Properties. Output and script performance, as well as these two, can be useful to scripters, but since I'm not that much of a scripter, I don't. So now that I have my 3D grid on, I don't know why. Okay. Go into Basic Objects and instead of part. The part. So I'm going to move it down there, and I'm going to change it into concrete. And now I'm going to change it to gray. You don't have to, you can change it into like black or something, or whatever color you want your road to be. But I want my road to be gray. Then I'm going to go down here, and since I want it to be like this, I'm going to make it a plate. And then I'm just going to do that. And since I don't need any surfaces, I'm just going to make this smooth. And now I'm going to anchor it. So this is just a brick right now. Where'd it go? Oh, this is just a brick right now. So we're going to need to make it wide enough for 2 cars. So I'm going to make it approximately 30 subs wide. So there, this is a 30 stud wide part. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this. Wait, that's not 30 studs wide. This is 54. Sorry. There. So now I'm going to drag it just so that I can have the basic concept of a road. So there's our road. And now I'm going to copy it. You can do that by doing Control C and Control V, or in my case, Command C and Command V. And I'm going to make this sidewalk color. There. And now, since I made this a plate, I can just resize it up 1 notch, and that's perfect for a sidewalk. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to size this 150 each, 140 each, because that's these. There. So we have our 140 stud city block. So now my base looks like it's getting a bit small for this. So I'm going to go to the base plate, and here where it says size, I'm just going to make it the maximum size. So now I have my maximum size base. This should fit our city nicely. And then I'm just going to copy this road over and put it over here. And I'm going to use the axis tool to put this into the right position. So now, instead of making more roads for each section, I'm just going to drag these right through each other. So this does cause blending, so a simple solution to that is inserting a special mesh and then changing this to a brick. There. And now I'm going to scale the height 0.99. No more blending. So now I'm just going to take this part over here, and I'm going to copy this so that I get more of a sense of where this is going. And I'm just going to select both of these by holding down either Command or Control, and then Control C and Control V, or Command C and Command V. So now I'm just going to move this over here, and I'm going to move it down. So now it's off from that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 1/5 tool and just drag it up that much. There. And now I'm just going to change it back to the 1, and I'm going to move it over here. There. So now we have 4 city blocks. So now I'm going to go back in. To undo, if you mess up, just do Control or Command Z. I'm sure you know that. Or you can click up here, undo. But note that you can only do this in edit mode. You can't do it while the game is running, which is how it is in build mode. And you can run the game by doing this. So I'm running the game right now, and it works all fine. There. So now, we seem to be missing something. We need something around this, don't we? So I'm going to put some more roads in. There. So I'm just going to drag these out to fit. And once I get closer, I'll just put these aligned correctly. So you can keep expanding the city on just by adding more roads and more blocks. But it seems that our city's missing something important. What is that? Buildings, of course. So I'm just going to copy this part. And this looks like about the right size for a building, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here. But wait, this is just a gray block. How do we change this into a building? Well, go to your basic objects and insert a texture. So now our texture is in our model. So now we need something to put on this texture, because right now it's blank. So go to decals and search building texture. And that'll give you a bunch of textures that you can use on your building. So I'm just going to put this here, and I'm going to copy the ID, and then I'm going to delete the decal. Sorry. There. And I'm going to paste that into here. But what's wrong with this? Look, it's so tiny. What we need to do is we need to take this and resize it so it's on a different plane. That looks good. So now we can just resize this part to fit that texture. But it's only on one side, so what are we going to do? We're just going to paste it into the part another 4 times. So now we still only have it on this. Just go down here and change it like this. And now our building has a texture on every side of it. So now we don't want all the buildings looking the same, do we? So now what you want to do is you want to take this and make it a bit of a different size, just so that it doesn't look the same as all the buildings around it. So I'm just going to put this here, and I'm going to check out how this works. So that looks, oops. Okay, so that looks good. But it still has the same texture, right? How do we fix that? Simple, just get a new texture. So you'll be able to find these very easily, just like that, and do the same thing as you did before. But select all of these by holding down either Control or Command, and then just paste those in, and you have a texture. So I'm going to do that again. There. So you can just repeat that as many times as you want to get a city with a bunch of different buildings. And as you can see, there are a ton of different textures that you can put on the sides of your buildings. So, if you didn't know how to make a city before, I hope this helps, and I hope you can get on your way to making awesome cities. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.